Adam Schiff is one of the U.S. senators from the state of California, known anti-gunner. Extremely anti-gun. He's been anti-gun, since the dawn of time. The earth cooled and Adam Schiff became anti-gun. So he's decided that he is going to revive the gun ban that Feinstein wanted, that basically happened in the early 90s. They call it an assault weapons ban. But Alicia, what's another word for assault weapon?
Another word. I don't like the question.
Yeah. Another word for assault weapon is gun. It is a gun ban.
I will tell you. I mean, I don't know. I think I can assault you with this.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
But they've taken this term assault weapon because they can't say gun ban because that's unpopular. It's politically unpopular to say, hey, we want to do a gun ban. But what are they banning? They're banning guns. And specifically what they're banning is they're banning semi-automatic rifles. They're banning extremely commonly owned firearms. Firearms that people use for defense, they use for hunting, they use for sport, they use to collect whatever. But the reality is this is just a gun ban. The basic function of an assault weapon is no different than any other gun that you use for sporting, that you use for hunting, whatever. I mean, you pull the trigger, it strikes a primer, the primer sparks, it ignites some gunpowder, and then a projectile comes out of the end of a barrel. So if they can legally ban, if it's constitutional, if it's found constitutional to ban what they are calling an assault weapon, which is just a gun, then they're saying it's constitutional to ban every single firearm out there. Now, the opposite's also true. If it's unconstitutional to ban guns, to infringe on your right to keep, which means possess arms, then it's also unconstitutional to ban what they're considering assault weapons. So why is he doing this? Because I don't think this thing has a chance, of not this year. I don't think it has a chance of passing. You always have to take this stuff seriously, though. I mean, you never really truly know how someone's going to vote until they vote, as far as the senators and the House of Representatives. You never know what deal is being struck, to get funding in a district if you just vote for this, this gun ban. So you always have to take this stuff seriously. But I think the reality is, and both sides do this, every side does this, they're forcing a vote so that they can start a narrative. So there's going to be a midterm election in 2026, which means everybody in the House of Representatives has to run, and a lot of people in the state Senate, like a third, let's see. Yeah, I think like a third of the Senate, right, has to run. So what they're doing is they're creating a narrative. They're putting it out there that, hey, look, everybody that votes against this gun ban, doesn't care about your safety. They're an extremist. So they do this on a number of different issues, and it drums up support. It drums up a narrative. Hey, look, the candidate that we're trying to beat, they don't care about your kids. They don't care about your neighborhood. They don't care about your safety, and they do this on a number of issues to try to get people to take basically vote on a subject. Hey, where do they actually stand on this?
Trying to scare them to the polls.
Exactly. Well, and try to, nail down elected officials. Hey, look, you voted against this or you voted for this. Now, in a lot of states, Oklahoma and whatever, Texas, I would imagine, and a lot of states that are pro-Second Amendment, if you're voting against an assault weapon ban, a gun ban, that's actually going to help you.
Because you're giving people the ability to defend themselves to save those children.
Right. And your district, for the majority of your district, they don't like gun bans.
Right.
So they're really going after, a handful or maybe two handfuls of vulnerable folks in vulnerable seats where their district maybe is not in line. But anyway, that's what's happening. I didn't want to bring this up because I'm convinced it's going to pass. Now, we got to take it seriously. So, take it seriously. Talk about it. Talk about the fact that this is a civil right. Talk about the fact that this is little more than a gun ban. They keep saying, oh, we don't want to take your guns away from you, and then they support a gun ban. Talk about all that, take it seriously, but understand exactly what's happening. We're pulling back the curtain and showing you, hey, this is why they're doing that. I don't think Trump would ever sign this. I don't think definitely didn't have the votes to get through the House of Representatives, let alone the Senate. But this is why they do it. This is why Adam Schiff is doing it. And he's probably going to raise some money off it too. He'll send out an email saying, hey, check this out. Look what I did. Send in $10 and he'll raise some money off it. So.
Both Todd Gloria and Adam Schiff are just spending a lot of time on X talking about the stuff. Adam's doing the same thing. He's posting lots of things on social media.
Todd Gloria. Well, I was wondering.
Adam Schiff as well.
Adam Schiff.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I mean, he's not filling in potholes. I know that. So I was wondering what Todd Gloria is doing, and Adam Schiff isn't doing anything to improve California. So I was wondering what those guys were doing. Anyway, that is your legislative and legal update. Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media, and check out our website at gunownersradio.com.